from the Blue Daisy Floral Designs, and we are going to talk about how to make an Advent wreath out of fresh greenery. Advent wreaths are traditionally made out of evergreens. So we've got lots of fresh greenery. It smells so good and will be amazing in your home at Christmas time. We have pine cones. We also have some berries and some other flowers like this thistle that actually dries really nicely. So you can use some things that are fresh now but may dry. The spool of wire, the wreath form, and this is specifically for Advent wreaths because it has the 4 spaces for candles in it. So this provides a strong, sturdy base and safe places to put your candles when you make your wreath. We have candles and your choice of white or traditional. What we're going to do is take our shears and make some small bundles of greenery. You don't want to make these too big unless you want a really wild wreath form. So the smaller you make your little bundles, the more sort of controlled and tight your wreath will be. The bigger you make the bundles, the more wild and free it will be. So that's kind of a personal preference. Just wrap it on there. Make sure it's not going to come apart. Nice and tight. To finish it off, you can kind of twist it just like you would a twisty tie. Keep them kind of consistent, but you could every once in a while throw in a wild card green that's different, or if you have something you don't have as much of, just to change it up a little bit as you go. So you would wire this one and cut it off and pinch it too. So let's do that on this. Bit off. I got about 12 inches here, but keep it attached to the paddle, and you're just going to start attaching by wrapping this around. So you may want to start your wire just on the outside edge of the metal frame and kind of wrap it around to get it tight on the metal frame. Go under, pull it down, tight, and up again. So you're going to do that. You can have a little bit of end not tied down, that's okay. Because then what you're going to do is take your next piece and lay it right over top. I choose judiciously based on the foliage. I liked that this one kind of swung out to the outside, so it covers more like that. So you can kind of play with the different sizes of bundles you have. We're gonna keep just sort of placing, getting a feel for how and where they're all gonna sit, and also just to make sure that we made enough. So you don't have to have this perfect right out of the gate, because you can go back and add if you need to, but just to make your life easier, you want to do it as best you can initially. So I've kind of gotten everything laid down there. There's a couple of holes. Things will shift as you wire. A lot of the trouble spots are going to be around the candle holders. That's probably where you'll need to fill in most often. Perfect, but if I kept going, I could get there to perfection, but I'm gonna leave it because I like it a little bit natural. So that's the greenery portion of it. Now I'm gonna add the fun stuff. So I'm gonna add some dried orange slices. I love the smell of the orange slices, and I'm going to kind of cluster things like this around the candles. So if we were using our purple and rose candles, they just pop in. Now, what you want to do is make sure that your candles are very secure in the holder. You can use candle wax dots, which are available at local craft stores in the candle section. You can use a bit of tin foil wrapped around the bottom and just secure it in there nice and tight if you'd like. Whatever you do, you need to make sure your candles are secure so that they don't fall over, because eventually your design is going to dry out a little bit, and obviously that's a very big fire hazard. So you want to be very careful that your candles are nice and secure. If you were using the purple and rose, you can place them around. Now I'm not securing these at the moment, but I would. And I kind of made a little special moment for my rose candle with the holly berries. So it has its own little special place with the holly and the holly berries. And maybe I would tie a ribbon around there or make it a little extra special place because that's our week of joy. So I'm going to go ahead and switch them out. For the design that I've created here and the colors that I've made, I'm preferring white candles, honestly. That's a personal preference, whether or not you want it to match or if you want it to go with your decor or what have you. But I'm going to just steal my white candles out of my instant Advent wreath over there. And pop them in. I'm gonna just set them in there real quickly for right now. So what I have, glue dots, and these are a special floral tool that I'm going to use for my candles. Make sure that they're secure. These are just little sticky squares that you can stretch on there. I would probably recommend using the wax though, because it's going to give you a more secure fit. Now, you're going to want to remember to trim the wicks of your taper candles. You'll notice that they're waxed partway up and then the wax stops, so you need to be below the waxed section when you trim them. If you don't trim them, they're going to burn too high and possibly be a fire hazard. That one's trimmed already. There we go. You have an Advent wreath.